how about getting grants or subsidies? This is in fact one of the best source of funding that you can get for your business. Usually you get grants and subsidies from your government. Now, this is considered as free money because the name grant means that you are granted a source of money for you to run your business without you having to pay back that money. Hence, we call them grants, not loans. And the best part is that they will not ask for any equity or shares in your business. In my previous company, which I was running, I in fact received grants a couple of times. I also received subsidies. Now, instead of getting upfront money from your government, they might offer you subsidies. For example, during my time, we were actually encouraged to hire fresh graduates to work for our company. So the government actually pay us a small portion of the salary of the fresh graduates that we hire for the first 6 months. For example, if we hire a fresh graduate and we pay them, say, $2,000. So the government will actually pay us $500 every month for that $2,000. So technically, we are only paying $1,500 to these fresh graduates because the other $500 comes from the government. And this lasts for 6 months for each fresh graduate. So this way, it actually helped us to save a lot of money in our company. So usually it is given by your government or any government that you are, where your business is based at, in order for them to spur certain economic sector in a country or to spur certain areas in the country which need some help. For example, if you have a lot of fresh graduates who are unemployed, the government may provide this as a subsidy to encourage you to hire more of these graduates. Or if the government is trying to spur the IT industry or the creative industry, they may offer multiple of grants. Grants are usually selective in types of business or the size of business. So when you see government offering grants, you need to check the requirements for each grant. There could be multiple grants offered at once. Some grants are only for certain types of business, say for example, for big data business, for e-commerce business, for business involving logistics, for businesses run by women. It could also be that type. And also the size of the business. Businesses which doesn't have a revenue of more than $1 million or not more than 5 or 10 employees. These are all the requirements that each grant may have. So remember that grants are like free money. You don't have to give out your equity or the shares of your company. Also, when you apply for grants, remember to read the requirements and the criteria carefully. There are always time for you to submit your submission to apply for these grants, and they may take a while for them to process it. So don't miss the deadline. Make sure you're eligible for these grants and so forth. The problem with these grants is that you need to wait for the submission time or like the application intake, and you have to go through the selection process. There may be interview, there may be pitching sessions that you need to attend, and then you need to wait for the approval and etc. Then you may get the award letter for the grant, then only you receive the money. Now, this entire process may take a while. For my experience of receiving grants, it actually took me relatively 1 year from the time or from the date that I submitted my submission all the way to receiving the first check from that grant. So if your company cannot wait for 1 year, please do not depend on these grants. Remember, grants is just an option do not rely on them too much. Find other sources of fund. Some grants are short, smaller, faster. Some grants are larger, longer for them to approve. And when you apply for these grants, usually you need to pitch your business to the judging committee. So remember to practice your pitch. Get your business plan ready. Practice your pitch with your friends, with your family members, with your coworkers, with your team members. Ensure that you can actually win the hearts of these judges. Now, sometimes you may fail because remember, you have to go through this application process, and because it is free money, many people will be applying for it. If you failed, do not be discouraged. Ask them why you failed. Get feedback, because when you receive this feedback, you can use them to further improve yourself. Remember, these grants will always have a cycle, so they may have multiple intakes in a year. For every year, you can always apply again, or you could apply other grants. So from all the mistakes that you did, learn from them, improve them, and apply again. Don't give up. Let's look at some grants that are available around the world. Let's look at this one in the US. From the National Association for the Self-Employed. So NAS is offering growth grants where the amount is up to $4,000 each, but I think you may have to be a NAS member to apply. But then this is still free money, so you may want to consider applying for this if you're in the US. And the total grant dollars awarded are now at $650,000. You can go to nas.org for more details. Next, let's look at this website at sbir.gov, which is the Small Business Innovation Research Program over here, where they offer grants if you want to do research. The other one is provided by FedEx. So FedEx actually offers grant. So it's like a contest here where you need to apply for submission into the contest and hope that you will win. You can go to smallbusiness.fedex.com/grant-contest.html. How about in the UK? The UK government offers quite a lot of grants. If you go to gov.uk/business-finance-support, you will see this page. Now over here, you can actually search for grants that are available. So I checked box here grant, and it shows me that there are currently 107 grants available across the UK. So if you're in the UK, you may want to check out this page. Well, to find grants all over the world, you just have to Google them. So all this information was actually Googled by me. Then we also have this British Small Business Grants.uk. It is a monthly cash competition for UK's brightest small business stars. And you get up to £5,000 worth of grant. This is the deadline for the application. So go ahead and Google for business grants that may be available in your country.